Hi, I'm Mr. Franklin, and welcome to Curriculum Night. And this is Conceptual Physics. Using the Next Generation Science Standards, we follow the three-course model, and we use the standards for physics of the universe for this course. We teach physics to freshmen, chemistry to sophomores, and biology to juniors. So I am a United States Air Force Academy graduate. This is my wife from the Philippines and my daughter with autism. And we both have very interesting birthdays. So I've lived all over the world, done all kinds of really cool and crazy things. I flew a specialized C-130 that refueled helicopters with special operations for about 10 years. I taught chemistry and physics at Roosevelt High School in Texas for about 8 years. While I was there, I got my master's in educational leadership and got my principal certification in Texas. I also now have my principal certification in California. I had some GI Bill available, and I went and got my second master's. I got an MBA, but I had to come out here to California to do that. So when I finished that, I was ready to get back in the classroom and be with students. And so I started teaching at Steele Canyon in January of 2008. I do love culture. I love language. I took Spanish in high school, and then I decided to take Arabic in college. I actually speak Tagalog quite a bit at home. Every country I've been to, I've tried to learn something. And it's a hobby, and it's a lot of fun learning languages. With that said, I do understand what it's like because science is a new language to all of us. And so I hope that gives me a little insight and understanding into your students' perspective in this class. Physics. Most people, when they hear that word, they get nervous. And what's the first word out of our mouth? Our first, it might be, if it's not our first, it's our second thought, and it's math. I don't like math. I don't like physics. It was hard. And that's probably the last thing you get. This course is not that course. This course is, can they really understand what the physics is? Brief overview of the course. In this course, we have started scientific method. Probably the really big thing that we are hitting hard on is hypothesis, data, and analysis. And then we're actually going to output restating the claim. What is the claim that we're going to make based on this experiment? What does the evidence say? And what is our reasoning behind it? So hypothesis, data, analysis, claim, evidence, reasoning is probably a cornerstone to this course. Then we're going to get into force and motion. We're going to talk about Newton's laws, constant motion, where things are going at constant speed without changing their motion. Then we're going to get into motion that changes, and then we'll talk about gravity. At the end of this quarter, there will be a quarter project. I'm calling it right now, Talk About TED. They're going to take a TED Talk about science, and we're going to have students watch a few of those and evaluate them based on hypothesis, data analysis, claim, evidence, reasoning that's being presented in the TED Talk. Quarter two, we're going to talk about force and interaction and multiple forces. This is usually where students have the most struggle. But then we will jump into energy and talk about potential energy, kinetic energy, work, heat, all different types of energy, and the underlying principle, the conservation of energy. This is really important. We will do a basic look into electromagnetism and the atom. So we will have covered gravity, and now we will have covered electromagnetism, and we will see the connections between those two and discuss when we see patterns, what that means. So once again, we're evaluating what this information actually tells us. We will talk about the nature of waves, and we'll also talk about star formation and the beginning origins of the universe, and continuing our discussion on evidentiary standards and those kinds of things. This is not 100% hard and fast, but there will be a quarter two project, but they will have to show us somehow in a creative way what they are thinking about someone else's ideas. The most important thing you're probably interested in as parents is assignments and grades. How are we going to do that? And Canvas. If you have any questions about assignments or grades, Canvas is the place to go first. So I've organized everything by module when they go in. So when you go into Canvas, you'll generally log in first. You'll see the dashboard with all your students' classes, if they're logged in. And I believe if you log in through the parent app, which you can download for your phone, you can also see basically the same set of tiles. So you would click on, say, for example, physics, whichever physics tile it is. And then you look here and you see all this stuff on here, okay? And it can get confusing. At the top are some announcements. Generally, if it's really important, like this is about to change, but this is the homepage. I just put stuff that's super important. I don't want anybody to miss. I put it here. There's also a to-do list. This is probably a great place for you to check and see if kids are doing assignments. Okay, I have one. This is my grade to-do list, but a student would have, if I view as a student would have, I need to complete these assignments. Okay, now the problem with, and then down here you can go and it will break them out by date as they're assigned. The problem with that is sometimes they actually need to be focusing on something down here and not something up here. It can get confusing. I'm in the middle of creating things and we're not sure where things are. There's all kinds of points of confusion. So the best way to help your student is go to modules, because that's how I'm organizing it to be presented to you, is through the module system. So if you go through modules, I've organized them by week. So this is the very first week of school with all of our activities. And you could just click at the top item, go down to the bottom and click next. And then you follow the instructions on this. You follow whatever this says, okay? And your student should be fairly familiar with what most of these are by now. And if they're not, then they need to email me so we can have a meeting and go through it together. Grades. Canvas gradebook right now is primary. You can look at your students' grades. You just click on the grades bar on the side, and you should be able to see a list of everything they've accomplished with the corresponding grade. So for now, it's primary. However, Aries is the official gradebook for the school. As soon as Aries is up and running, I will probably send an email out to everybody and say, hey, Aries is now ready to go. Please check there. It is now ready. Everything is good to go. After about the end of this week, and I send out that notice, if there are discrepancies or problems, please email me, and I'll get on it as fast as I can and get it fixed. With that said, probably the number one thing that's an issue with grades and gradebook right now is because of technology problems, we have lots of missing work. The official policy is students have up to 1 week after the original date to turn something in for full credit. And I'm following that, and I'm actually being a little bit more lenient than that as long as people are talking to me. But most people, if they communicate with me, we solve the problem and they've got it done within a day or two, okay? So don't wait for that week. I'm a procrastinator, so I know what students are thinking when they see that. Get on it as quick as you can and get those turned into me. How this works is, so for example, yesterday, one of the things they had to do was a vocabulary reflection, just how are they studying, and they had to do a video notes, and there was one other thing, but they had to do a video notes. So those should have been done and turned in yesterday. Technically, they have until next Monday to get it done and turned in, and I'll give them full credit. After that, they may earn up to 50% credit, because by then now they're getting 2 weeks behind. We don't want them to get more than 2 weeks behind, because if they get that far behind, everything we do, and especially in physics, builds on the next thing. So things we're doing this week are going to be really important for next week. So if they're behind on last week, they get behind, it just snowballs and it gets worse and it gets worse. So we don't want students to get behind as much as possible. Today, I told all of my students week 0 and week 1, the very first week of school, second week of school, they have until the end of this week, they have until Friday to get everything turned in for full credit. Please, if you have any problems with technology, whatever it is, preventing you from getting something done, please email me. And that leads us into probably the next most important thing out of all of this, besides grades and kind of what to expect and who I am, is getting help. If your student needs help, they should email me. That's the bottom line. They should just email me. Every day, especially from Tuesday through Friday, but even Monday, I'm somewhat available during this time, but not always. But Tuesday through Friday, I'm available. It says every day, yeah. Tuesday through Friday, I'm available from 1 to 2:15 p.m. to access that tutorial help, they need to first email me. I will set up a Zoom in Canvas. I'll probably email them back right away and say, hey, the Zoom is ready. We'll jump into the Zoom and we'll start tutoring. I don't care if it's 2:10 in the afternoon and I get an email, I will jump into Zoom with the student and we'll work through it as best we can. I can even set up times outside of this time if I get some advance notice, or they can email me and I'll just answer the question in an email. Sometimes if the question is serious enough or complex enough, I may actually make a video because everybody in the class needs to see it, and then I will post that video for everyone to view. The next place to get help is with Miss Cook. She is our assigned academic tutor through CAVE, our CAVE program at Steele Canyon. First place to go would be, it's on the Steele Canyon homepage, but there's this Calendly link. It's basically a calendar appointment system, and you click on that and you schedule an appointment. She is available from 8 to 9:30 in the morning, as well as 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. She's actually available more than I am for extra help and tutoring time. She has done the tutoring for our classes before. She is in our live sessions. She is very knowledgeable about what we're doing in physics and can help your student as well as I could, okay? Please take advantage of that. She's available more than I am because generally during those times, I'm preparing lessons, I'm grading papers, I'm doing a lot of other things. Please, please, please take advantage of her ability to help your student. If you set an appointment with her, please, please attend the tutorial, and then you don't show up, well, that just took it from maybe another student. So please make sure that if you're signing up that you use it. You may also email Ms. Cook to set up your tutorial time. Ms. Cook will also be emailing some of your students, like I will as well soon, about grade status and saying you must come to tutorials and schedule time with either one of us to get help. That will be coming out soon. Wow, that's a lot of information, I know. If you have any questions, please email me. Do not hesitate to ask. I can't wait to actually meet all of you in person and meet your student in person. I'm excited for that opportunity because I know that's where we do best as students, as teachers. But we are going to try to make the best of this situation that we have and learn physics together. So thank you. Have a good night.